Hey guys, my name is Cidiac and welcome back to another episode of FarmTown here in City Skylines 2, where we're now looking over the brand new gated community that we implemented in the last episode. Now, I asked you guys to give me some pretty sweet name suggestions for it. We got some hilarious ones. A lot of you guys kind of commented a very similar name as well, which is the one we're going to go for. But today, we're officially going to get to the next level, which means that we're going to be able to unlock more tiles to do more expansions. Now, what exactly are we going to do once we get the expansions and the tiles? We're going to be creating bypassing routes for all of the towns and villages we currently have up and running. And I'm kind of excited about this. I kind of am. Now, if you boys are enjoying FarmTown and want to see more of it, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, then make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out in the future. So, before we jump into it then, I'm going to first rename the little village that we created last episode of our brand new gated community. And a lot of you guys commented some really, really good names. One of the most common ones, which multiple people commented, was to name it, and it's a variation of the name I'm going to use right now, which is Snobbington. Now, I don't know if they use this kind of phrase around the world, but like if you call someone a snob in the UK, it means that they are somebody who dislikes lower quality products or things, or even low quality people is the best way to put it. They are a snob. They put their nose in the air when you give them a cheeseburger from McDonald's. They want that high quality Gordon Ramsay style burger, boys. But there we go. We got a brand new town right now. Snobs for the snobbitons of the rich people that live in the gated community. Absolutely beautiful, boys. Absolutely beautiful. So, we need to unlock then, or get to, level 13, which is Huge Town. And we need, put it this way, boys. We need nearly 20,000 XP. Now, I found a really, really simple way in which I can kind of solve it and get a ton of XP really, really quickly. No questions asked. Glorious, 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 glorious. And it's a little grinding sum. Someone told me how I can do this. So if I build a road, beautiful long road, if I go to the post sorting facility, now you get 1,000 experience points for every one of these that you place down. So that's 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And then if I delete them, now they cost us 650 each. And if I delete them, I get 4, let's just round it up to 490-ish you get for it. So you lose about 160,000. So basically, you're spending 160,000 for 1,000 experience points. Now that, boys, sounds like a good deal to me. So that is a total of 10 I've now placed down. Delete all these. And I now need 5 more. Ooh, this is exciting. I just need 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Boom! There we go, boys. 24 tiles we can now utilize. Now, the biggest problem in this series, my biggest problem in this series and how I want to build the series and how I want to build the region is the fact that I'm limited via tiles. Now, to build the highway in Newton in general to extend out, I need to unlock the tiles to lead to the edge. To build this huge highway that leads over to Tri-Delta and can skoodoodles out this way, I needed to unlock more tiles. Now, I can't complete the outer highway loop, which connects up the Tri-Delta line here to the upper north of FarmTown without unlocking any more tiles. It's a little bit of a pain. But now we got some more tiles, and now we know a nice little grindy way to get it, which literally costs us 160,000 for 1,000 experience points. I will take that conversion rate any single day. Glorious. Anyway, boys. Anyway, what are we doing? So, first things first then, we're going to look at the Tri-Delta triangle where this road comes out, which needs to connect up to there. Now, this will be the first bypassing route that we're going to implement in today's episode. There's going to be a fair few that I'm going to build, but this is the first one. Now, doing this, there is going to be some pros and cons. The pros are, if you're entering or exiting, wanting to go this way, and you want to get to FarmTown, or if you want to go from FarmTown to that way, you currently have to go all the way down, go through the big junction, through Sierra Valley, all the way down out here. And this way, it then creates a shorter route, which is perfect. The other benefit is, if there is any crashes along this road, there's an alternative route in general for everybody anyway. Now, the downsides. The downsides are that it could quite possibly put a lot of pressure on Tri-Delta, and it's also going to then put pressure on these junctions that we created, but hopefully they're going to be okay. The other negative thing is, it's going to put a lot of pressure on this junction here, which leads out. And again, we're probably going to need to build a bigger junction in general, but we'll cross those hurdles when we come to it. Now, we need to unlock the tiles for it, so let's go ahead and unlock. And we have to buy this one. Definitely this one. Wait, hold on. Which one of these do I need to buy? That looks like it's... Right, hold on. Let me just buy those two tiles. Let me just kind of quickly see which one is going to be the chosen tile. Oh, that's annoying. It goes through both. Oh, man. That's really annoying. It goes through both, so... But that's okay, because we're eventually going to unlock all this anyway. You know, it's just I'm doing it a little bit earlier than I expected. Now, the other benefit is it's going to allow me to build the road and connect up, which gives me access to all this area to work with and build with. Now, this highway road coming out here, it's obviously going to bend up and go that way, but I want it to kind of continue to run out for an alternative connection. So we're going to design this a little bit differently. So what I reckon we do then is we bring this back down. We don't need to buy that one, do we? Okay, no, we're all good. So bringing you there, which snaps in perfectly. Bringing you down there. Now if I bend this in, which happens to be an 86 by an 86, and off it goes. We're now fully connected. I'm actually going to quickly pause for a second. We're now actually fully connected, and we're going to bring this out to continue that way. So eventually that will run out to a different location, and we will need to create the turning route to go down that way as well, but that's an issue for another day. So as of right now then, boys, we have this alternative connection from Tri-Delta to FarmTown to exit this area, or even come in from this area to go down this way as well. So if I have a little bit fast forward then and see what happens. Now, I don't know how utilised this road is going to be, but it will allow me to then have, you know, this border road going around and connecting in, roads skedooling down, more farmland built, maybe a smaller village or town in the middle. It gives me a whole world of possibilities with what I can do within this vicinity, and it's quite exciting. My only concern, I'm not, actually, to be honest with you, I'm not too worried about the junctions here. It's mainly this one here, because it's such a big kind of focal point for vehicles entering and exiting this area. Now, we're probably going to need to bulk up some of these roads, but I don't know whether I need 2 lanes to turn in or 2 lanes to turn out. We'll come back to this a little bit later and actually see what's needed, because I won't start fixing problems until we start seeing the problems. Right, that is our first bypassing route we've now implemented. Now, the road is currently quite straight. Don't worry about that, because I might do some bends and twists and turns, but until we work with this area, we'll keep it as it is. Now, I do want to implement some bypassing routes for Sierra Valley and also for Newton. Now, I think I'm going to go for Newton first, because we have a big issue that always arises, and that is this strip of road here. It's always vehicles coming down, and they want to turn left at the roundabout to go that way. They always have a big issue with doing so, because the roundabout traffic always kind of cancels them out almost. So they've literally got to wait a very, very long time until there's a clear route or a clear road to work with. So I'm thinking, we have this road coming down here, which turns off and goes in that direction. Oh, there's actually a crash here. Well, that's not great. Oh, we can continue on the highway, which bends round. Now, what if on this bend, right, on this bend, you could then have the vehicle traffic continue on as well? What if you could do that? Which could lead off all the way down here to a nice little connecting junction. So vehicles coming down this way, if they want to get down to this side, they can literally bypass Newton altogether. But the 2 roads that kind of connect to the highway there can also connect into this highway road as well. And then there's alternative routes to get into Newton than just having to awkwardly try and navigate this roundabout. Now, obviously, it would be good to see the traffic here now so I can explain what's going on, but you guys have seen it in the past. They always have issues here, which is why we had to create slingshots and all that jazz. Now, by the looks of it, I only need to spend 1 tile unlock to get this one here. So let's purchase that. Now, this road looks like it's going to be pretty straight as well. I feel like there's going to be a common theme here. All these bypassing routes are just purely straight roads. And while that is the case, you got to remember as well, we're also working within the farming area. So if I actually made this go through right now. So we got that beautiful little cross. We are in the farming area where roads are straight, you know, going through these American-style farms. We now have this bypassing route. Now, the thing is, if you're coming down this way, you can't do a right turn to go that way. Which would make sense because if you wanted to do a right turn, you would just continue going down and go that way. But if you're trying to get to the downtown centre, maybe that's where we have to kind of connect these roads in. And vice versa, if you're driving down here, you wouldn't do the left to go that way, because you could just do the left to go this way. I'm a bit dubious about this junction. But again, just like the one in FarmTown we did over there just a minute ago, we'll kind of fix it when we see the issues arise, because we don't ultimately know if there's, well, 1, going to be an issue, and 2, what the issue might be. So if I make this go directly through it, there becomes a nice little connecting triangle. So if you're driving down here, you can kind of turn in to go in, and then that kind of gets rid of them utilizing that. Now, I could do the same thing here. I can make this run straight as well. So both of them running straight gives us the accessibility of these areas, but also allows us to continually build the farming areas on a straight kind of run, and then use the dirt roads to then kind of stagger them as we go. Now, would I create a little bit of a slick bend in all of this? Maybe at some point. Maybe we do something where it kind of turns off like that instead and then kind of bends in. But until we work with this area, we've got a bypassing route set up. Now, it's not perfect. It's not great. It doesn't have any character at the minute. But that's fine by me. That is fine by me. So that's going to create some really, really nice alternative routes. It's interesting how they, driving up here to do the turn to go down here, they find that the quicker option, as opposed to turning here and then going down. That's interesting, unless there was like a traffic incident and they're now trying to avoid it, but, you know, they're already rerouted in their directions. Where are you going? Because you've just come down here to turn. Don't tell me you're going to go that way. Wait, can no one use this road anymore? Wait, something's fishy here, boys. Something is very fishy. I think something might be broke. Because they don't want to go straight ahead. Wait, what? Have I broken something here? Or was there an incident and they're all kind of diverting? Because that vehicle just went straight through. These guys can go through this way. Yes, I think that's what it was. I think they were already planned to go that way round because of the incident. Right, we'll come back and check that out a little bit later. But it does give them the alternative route anyway if there was any issues. And it works out. So we could see a lot of pressure on this junction now, but at least it's out the way. I can create something big and juicy if anything happens. Yeah. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So that's a nice little bypassing route. This is a nice little bypassing route over here. Any pressures? Not just yet, but it's not really rush hour, so yes. And oh, I can finally fix this as well. I now have the ability to buy this tile. Hold on, boys, hold on. Buy you, get rid, and I can now sort this out. So quickly pause. And then, is that like a normal road? Yeah. There we go. Right, finally. Now, I have a feeling I'm not going to keep this train line here. Also, I don't think I'm a fan of the bend anymore here. So let me just run this. Is that the snap? That's the snap there. I'm just going to run that to there. I'm going to have to delete this, to be honest with you. And then how far can I move this down? So I can get it down to there, which is all good. So I'm not losing anything on that sense. I can pretty much just take it to there. Right, let me just get the other farm back in that I've now just oofed. Should I place you? Oh, that didn't work out, did it, boys? I can't even select it right now. Damn it. Right, okay. We're all good. We're all good. We live for another day. Right. Okay, that doesn't want to play ball, so let me just quickly throw that in there like that. And then edit this. Like you. There. Okay, that works out. That works out. Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. So I did like the bend. So at least these now run all straight. So a bit more uniform. A bit more uniform. Now, I could do a bypassing route from Newton to go down to here and exit. But I'm not too sure on that just yet. I'm not too sure because they can, at the minute, drive up. I don't really see any pressures with them making the turn to go round. The only issue I see with leading down this way is this junction here. Bit of a pain, this one. It's a bit of a pain. But I've got to think of something better for this in general. I do have to think of something better, but I don't think it's the issue at the moment. But the next issue is vehicles running down from this direction. So running down from this direction, and even from Tri-Delta, they have to kind of stop and start from one roundabout, a train line, another roundabout to get through. Now, I'm thinking we could also utilize another bypassing route to go directly out the region this way. So anyone coming this way wants to kind of scoot it all through. And if the bridge is ever busy, we can have a shortcut route to go completely around it. And it will also give us access for Sierra Valley on this side. So I could make this highway here kind of go straight, bend down, and then eventually connect in. Which I can then lead the roads to connect to it. So just like how I have the roads connect to the bypassing route there on this side of FarmTown. To be honest with you, I like how I do it here, but I feel like the highway here is not really a bypassing route anymore. It's the main route for Sierra Valley. So I just want to kind of split the traffic up a little bit to make life a little bit easier for us. So if I brought it down here and then skedaddled that way, I can make the roads connect to it, and then I can access all this area then for farming. So like how I can now access all this area here for farming and all this area over here for farming, I can do the same here. And I've got now three, well I will have three alternative bypassing routes. The fourth one would be round here somewhere, so maybe I can probably incorporate the connection there to lead up this way. But my only issue is I can't see where the highway would run to connect into the highway. That's my only issue here. Unless the highway kind of ran down this side. But I think I'm asking too much with having a highway there. Yeah. And it does look a bit weird at the moment. But that's only because we don't have all the farming land in. It will eventually look pretty cool once it's all in. It just looks like plain roads being drawn. That's kind of what it looks like right now. So how would I do this? Let's take a quick look. That's the wrong button. It helps if you press the right button, Soniac. So going down here, we're going to have to buy this tile, this tile, this tile, this tile, and definitely this tile. Might as well buy that tile, throw that in there as well. So that runs all the way down there, and I think I might need to buy this one. It depends on how close I run it to it, but I think for the most part, it's just that. So if I ran this, so back to the highway, and I'm just going to try and get this to snap going up. So my issue here now is that that's going to be going slightly uphill. Does that look a bit weird? That looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Oh, I'm not sure what I feel about that. Right, pause. I might have to rejig this and build it from this way. So a 175 by a 173. Ugh. Do you reckon it's because it's not enough of a bend? It could be that is the issue. So I might bring this down to there and then go for a 147 by a 143. Right, that works a lot better. I think it's the main issue was because it wasn't enough of a bend. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But because we're going uphill, we'll build this in small stages. So the incline doesn't kind of throw us off a little bit. And how far do I take this, by the way, is the next question. So if I brought this right down... Oh, do you know what I could do? I just realised this. Because I'm going to have these roads connecting in. Now, this looks like a major road here that goes to the roundabout. But I've also got this road here that bypasses over to run down here. Now, if I brought this road out, I can make the highway kind of slightly bend into that road leading in. Because I was going to do it I could have done it to this roundabout one, but it's straight to the highway, which I don't know whether that creates more issues. Or rather than lead it to the overpass. Because I can have multiple roads connecting to it. Oh, my next issue is, this is a bit of a cliff edge running along here. So how am I going to connect it to this? Right, if I push this back to about there and run this way, I might have to create like a little bit of a canyon run where it digs into the mountain. So if I run this up, where's that road? If I run this down, right, there's the snap. So this needs to connect here. So if I do it pretty... I'm going to do it pretty short, but I'm going to do it like quite long here. So if I run this down, that there is a 212 by 213. We'll go with that. That's a nice simple bend. But the issue is, it's the elevation change. Oh, hold on. Okay, I've just actually figured something out I can do. Right, what road was we picking? We were picking this road. Right, this has actually just blown my mind. This has actually just blown my mind. So if I get this from the center, because that's quite important for us. And if I run this all the way out, I've just thought of it in my head. I'll tell you in just a minute, boys. Down to about there. And then create the bend. So an 89 by 92 or 94. We'll do the 92. So that bends off. Well, actually, I don't really like that. Oh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Now, I don't like that bend. Let me just delete it back a bit. So we'll go to there. And then that becomes a 103. Right, what we might have to do is do the bend and then continue the road straight forward. So 105 by a 105. Run you... Actually, rather than running you down, we run this straight through. That's better. Okay, so now we understand the best way to kind of go about doing that. So, driving down here, you can also turn off to kind of enter in here, which also becomes the major route leading over and then connecting down. So the road makes sense and it flows somewhere. Now, what I could do here, this is where I had my epiphany, is what if I made this also continue over? And then this route here leads all the way down. Well, it would be nice if it does. I think it's clipping off this, which is my issue. Right, let's bring it to there. I think there's an issue here that's stopping me from doing this. There we go. And I can connect them roads to it. And it just becomes a really, really large triangle. It's like this, but bigger. A lot bigger. A lot bigger is the question. So, if you're wanting to go this way, you can kind of skedaddle down there. But if you're coming this way, if you're coming down there, there's no point you driving all the way up to do a turn to go down. You can kind of shorten the route. And there's no point going down this way to turn this way because you could have come this way in. So, it kind of kills all the areas off quite nicely. And that could work out pretty well. So, if I was to connect these roads up then, obviously that would go through. But it also then drives into farming areas. Where we're going to have the farming... Oh, this is a really big hill. But yeah, it leads into where we're going to have all the farming areas. I might need to slightly smoothen this out. So... Oh, hang on, wrong button. Smoothen the terrain. I don't know what I did there, but was it enough to do anything? Yes. So access all where farming land will begin, but gives us a place of where the residential will eventually end. Now this road down here, would this connect onto that? Would that become a quick route as well? That could be ideal. I might even eventually, right, make this go all the way down and connect to there, and then move the roundabout to there instead. Because if there's ever traffic around here, there's an alternative bypassing route to kind of connect in. See, this is all the stuff that we got to think about, is these alternative routes. That's where we're kind of having issues with traffic. But also gives us the accessibility to connect to new areas. So that's something for the future that I might implement. So that all works wonders. So I can kind of like press play right now and we can kind of see them utilizing all of this, which is quite exciting. So the back of Sierra Valley, once that road runs all the way down, will be situated between two highway roads. So it gives it great accessibility and drivability through the city, or through the town itself. I like that idea. I like it. And there's no point them coming down here to do a left turn, because they're going back on themselves. So that's why, by not doing a turn there, I'm discouraging them from taking that route and that option. So there's always that side of it as well. There's always that side of it. The only issue is they might have to stop and start where vehicles are merging within multiple lanes. But it's not an issue. It's not an issue, boys. That actually works really well. Okay, so let's get this now connected up so we can have that alternative bypassing route come into full effect. So where am I going to connect it is the question. I think we just have to kind of like slightly make it up. Do I do it as a T-junction? Or as a slip? Now a T-junction would assume that we can then go across to run this way, which could be something that we do in the future. I'm just not 100% sure just yet. A T-junction also then assumes that they can drive down this way to turn off this way to go back up. Or as I can just do a slip-in road, and if I just kind of freehand this, like that. Hang on, let me get on the highway first, like that. And then just kind of bend that in. It then assumes that you can't come down here to turn this way, and you can't come down here to turn up that way. It's solely for going in and out that way. Because if you want to access this area, you would have turned off or used an alternative route. See, that type of discouragement helps us out. So, can I connect this? Or I'm going to have to kind of manually do it myself. So, a 230... Right, I'm going to have to pause it. We have discovered it's just easier to... 236. Do the bend first. 237? Yeah, we'll roll with that. And run this. Ooh, okay. It doesn't like the way it's going to run up. I think it's more the fact that the bend's not sharp enough. But I'm also a little bit concerned with the rail line as well. That could play a little bit of an issue for us too. That runs to there and into there. Yeah, my concern here would be is the vehicle's turning off this way and then having to then wait here for the train to pass, thus causing backlog into this. But I don't think it will be much of an issue. But not having that there discourages them to taking that alternative route. So we're just going to get this now connected up. So is it a case I go quite large with this bend? Which is a 226. 226. Leading down. That works. Now, is there... Wow, look at the height difference there. Let's say, is there room to kind of squeeze in a connection here? Also, that road doesn't align to this, which really annoys me. So this might be the perfect option to just quickly readjust this. Right, where's that road? So that road... Can I run this up? Oh, we want to create a bridge. Right, okay. I might need to kind of bulk this out, so bring this brush size down. And then smoothie, 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 smoothie. Right, was that enough to kind of now incorporate this going up? Right, that is the line. Weird, because it works there, but not everywhere else. Right, I'm going quite big. Going quite big. Easy, easy, boys. Easy right now. I've gone quite big there. It's not perfect, but just roll with me a second. And let me pause and delete this factory, because that factory is also hindering us. Right, all this is probably the worst bit right now, is trying to build this road. Right, I don't like, well, it's trying to implement it there. But I think that's mainly it kind of creating a supporting wall. Right, there we go. So we have that road that leads all the way down. Now, I could connect it straight through, but that would create a shortcut, which I don't want. I just want a nice little accessible area for the industry. That's all I want. That's all I legit want there. So, again, just an alternative route, boys. Just an alternative route. Right, that works out. That works out pretty well. So, I'm quite happy with these alternative routes that we've created. I can already see the traffic being caused over here right now. Which, like I said, I knew that this was going to be the issue. But as soon as that traffic backlogged, as soon as it then disappears, I could whack a roundabout down. I think like 90% of the traffic gets caused by road maintenance vehicles. Yeah, it's an interesting one. But roundabouts are our friend, and we need to kind of utilize them as we will. But also creating these bypassing routes, it does mean that I move the traffic just to a different location. That's ultimately what it kind of then means. So there's lots of traffic coming out here, which is probably nothing to do with what I've done. It's just the time of day, and it's busy. It's also the only junction here as well, so they've all got to try and filter out in this way as well. So maybe because of how it's kind of situating itself, we could drop down a symmetrical road to at least alleviate two vehicles entering the roundabout at once. Just giving us a slightly higher capacity of moving the vehicles out of the area. Which, as time goes on, does eventually alleviate those pressures. Right. Are we seeing many vehicles turn off this way, by the way? Okay, there's one vehicle. See, and that's where you maybe want to then kind of bulk up to... Oh, there we go. That's what I was slightly worried about. But it's okay. Slightly bulk up to have an additional lane to turn left and go straight on. Very much like what we do here. There's an additional lane to go straight on and then turn off. But we'll see what traffic comes from it. We'll see what traffic comes from it. A vehicle just used that road there, which is interesting. I want to watch these junctions as well. Oh my... What's happened there? Oh, I think it's because I deleted this road. I might have deleted the power connection. Is that all I needed to do? There we go. No issues. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tri-Delta. Right, that's glorious. That all works. A little bit of a bump there, but it's all okay. They're utilising this road as well. Which, like I said, fingers crossed, it alleviates the pressures of this highway road as well. And even this junction in general too. Now, this is my big issue, is this one here. It's quite the pain, this. I don't know whether to upgrade this to a kind of asymmetrical road, because it could then mean we alleviate two vehicles at once. And then straight away we've now just got rid of all the traffic in double the amount of time. But this is not right, okay? This is just not right in general. I've got to do something about that. But as of right now, it looks like it's okay. It's okay. It could be that I don't have to do anything to all of these junctions that I've now kind of put more capacity on. It could be that I don't need to do anything about it right now because it's able to handle the current flow. But as soon as I start building towns and alternative routes and adding more capacity and more people around it, then the junctions become a little bit under pressure. So it could be just one of those, and it's a case of we'll fix it as we go along. But I think those alternative bypassing routes are going to play a big part. Now there's a traffic incident over here, a crash. I don't think it was stopping any of the vehicles, but if it did, there's an alternative route for them to use. I think this has gone to plan. But the main thing that we take away from this is this highway gives us access to this area slightly. That highway bypass gives us access to all this area as well. And this one over here, and even that road about to continue, gives us access to all this area as well. So we've got a lot of accessibility right now. There's a big crash there, which will make people take alternative routes. But I'm hoping the traffic flow is just a lot nicer, a lot easier to deal with. That's what we're hoping for. That is what we're hoping for. Because we're going to get traffic no matter what. But we want to try and get these numbers up the graph slightly. And as close to the 80% as we pretty much can. So, unemployment, you're still weak? Yes. Yes, you are. Do we still need to add in some more farms? Yes. Yes, we do. Wrong button. What is our deficit on grain right now? No freaking way. Have we eventually got into a surplus? Yes, we have. Shall we add some livestock farms in because that's the only one that we have a deficit of? Yes. I'm just answering my own questions here, aren't I, boys? I'm just answering my own questions. So, we'll implement this here. And we will continue the build. Actually, let me just go to there and then go to here. Very, very simple livestock farm. Now, is there room to squeeze in a slightly biggish one there? Yeah. And I might save that small little area to planting down some trees. Could be the way to go forward. So that's 2 thrown in there. We'll save that for planting some trees down. Do you know what? We could actually do it now. Trees, birch, multiple. There we go. There we go. Oh, you can also get something over here as well. And it's got to give them a gazillion years to eventually grow and build. Nice. Nice. Very good, sir. Very good. Right. Can we be happy with this? I think we can. I think we can be slightly happy with what we've done. Oh, traffic. Yeah. I did think we're going to need that additional road. So let's make this our last feature that we implement. Is so vehicles going ahead can quite easily access the... Is it best to put it there or on this side? Right, if I upgrade it there instead. So if you're going straight ahead, you have your own lane. And if you're turning off, there, you've got enough lane there to backlog so you don't cause any pressures or any issues. And they'll just kind of take their turn going. So when they get that little free spot, they'll continue to go. Which just alleviates and allows the people who want to go straight ahead the opportunity to go ahead and do so. So that just clears all of that. It's probably still not built right, but it just kind of fixes the slight issue. for now. And there is a hot jam over here, boys. Don't tell me there was a road maintenance vehicle here somewhere. It's the same reason. I think it's more mainly... It's them just trying to merge in, isn't it? Is what it is. It's them trying to merge in. Could be an issue. But they flow through anyway. Yeah. So, bypassing routes. Interesting. Road maintenance vehicle. Causing traffic issues. And one thing I haven't really kind of paid attention to, do these little triangles on Tri-Delta actually work? I think they do. I think we're kind of okay. But I am slightly worried about this junction. But time will tell, boys. Time will tell. There we go. We still got 12 tiles that we can utilize as well. And we can access new areas with. But it's not looking too shabby. It's not looking too shabby. So I think we're going to start thinking about expanding the farms a little bit more in the next coming episodes. Really start bulking up the jobs and really hammering down the output of farming products moving forward. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I will see you all soon. So goodbye.